From the Delft factory to our hotel, it is 2.5 hours, so you can snooze on the bus, okay? So we're probably not going to arrive to our hotel until 6 or 6:30 p.m. So snooze on the bus. It'll also kind of keep you awake because you really should not go to sleep anyway, so you adjust due to jet lag a lot easier and adjust to their time, okay? Once we get to the hotel, you'll have a little bit of time. We should be able to get into the rooms right away. And then we're going to meet for dinner that night. Our hotel is the Warwick Grand Place, Brussels, okay? So we're right near Grand Place. When we get to dinner, we're going to meet in the lobby. The start time is 7:15. What that means is whenever you have a start time, please be down in the lobby about 10 minutes earlier than that, okay? Because we need to make sure everybody's there. If the bus is there, please don't go out to the bus or anything until Sherry or I tell you, because a lot of times we're doing pre-counts in the lobby and everything like that. And if you're sitting on the bus, we're going to be waiting for you, and it will be pointless. Okay, so we'll go to dinner that night. It's going to be on Chez Lyon. It's actually a well-known restaurant there, and 1888 is when it began, so it's been there quite a while. Okay, we'll have dinner, we'll come back to the hotel, hopefully get a good night's sleep, okay? And then we're ready for the next day, which has our included sightseeing tour. We are going to meet, we're going to leave at 9 a.m., so we're going to meet in the lobby 10 minutes earlier, okay? We are going to go to about 1 or 1:30. The tour will go back to the hotel at the end. If you don't want to go back to the hotel, please just tell me or Sherry, so we're not, when we're doing our count, we know you're not going back with us and we're not waiting on you. So you can stay down if you don't want to go back to the bus. This will be partly panoramic, partly walking, depending what areas we're in, and then it's going to end with the visit to the Atomium, okay? Then the next few days are free. Many of you signed up for the Travel House optional tours. If you did, you will see the tours that you signed up for on the itinerary. Now, let me make a warning. There are 55 of us, including me and Sherry. If there are any mistakes, don't worry, your trip is fine. It was
a typo, or
yes. So
we lost track of our brain.
And I will fix it, okay? So if you signed up for a tour and it's not on there, let me know. Or if something is a little wrong, let me know. It's really just input into the computer system wrong. But everything's fine. Everybody is a go, okay? So the first tour is Bruges and Ghent. We're going to meet in the hotel lobby at 8 a.m. Now, right now we're going to get back, I put 6:30. We might get back at 6. So we'll see how that day goes, okay? The next day is the Sacrifice in Silence, a day in Flanders. That one, because we're staying for the last post ceremony, it won't go back till late at night. That one we're starting at 10 a.m. And then the last day is the waffles experience, waffles, chocolate, and beer. And we are now, originally it was set up, we were walking to the place. They're now going to take us on a bus to the place. And again, they'll bus us back at the end, I believe. But again, if you want to stay, just let me or Sherry know. The first night dinner, I will warn you, we are walking to and from dinner. Just because it's only, they say, about a 5-minute walk from the hotel, and there's some pedestrian streets, so it's a lot easier to walk than to take a bus because of the distance being so short. Okay, the last night is our farewell dinner. So this is where I'm going to tire you out. The place we're going to for dinner is about an hour from the hotel because of trying to find what our requirements were. So the show ends at 11:30 at night. We'll be back to the hotel by 12:30. Hang in there with us, ladies. Come on, you're in Brussels. It'll be great. You can sleep the whole next day home, okay? So I'm warning you. So when the show is over, we will come back to the hotel, and then we're leaving 7 a.m. is when we have to leave for the bus, but you're gonna have a 2.5 hour bus ride so you can snooze on the way back to the airport. Then once we get on the plane, sleep all the way home, okay? And then once we get back, which will be about 3:30 our time, we'll get on the buses and go back to your chosen pickup location. So that's just a real quick overview of how the trip is going to operate. Any questions? It's going to start showing little clips of on the screen. This is when you have your Access Travel app. It is going to be, sorry, right there. So go back. Yep, you can download the travel app. If you need help, there's instructions, or call the office. Go to the next screen. So you'll get a user ID and passcode, and that's what you'll need when you download it. I always tell people allow push notifications, because if I have to update a time or something, if you allow push notifications, it'll automatically update in the app, okay? That's what the face of the app looks like on your phone screen. And then you see first a little glimpse of what the itinerary is, but you see on the bottom it's circled, there's a document section. In that document section you will find this need to know flyer. You will find Brussels travel guide, and you will also find, if you took travel insurance, a copy of your insurance policy, okay? For those of you who did any of the public tours or something special like that, if you need vouchers, they will be in that document section, okay? Okay, now we're gonna go back, if you wanna stay there till I catch up. So on the bus transportation. So be at your chosen location about 10 minutes prior, okay? Because we have to load the bags onto the bus. You'll see it on the need to know, it's the first thing on the need to know. There's an emergency contact phone number for me. Now, that's a voicemail system, so it sends an email to me, so it's not answered live. But if you have an emergency, I'm on my email almost all the time. So go ahead, leave a message with what's going on, and I should see the email. It's going to start showing little clips of on the screen. This is when you have your Access Travel app. It is going to be, sorry, right there. So go back. Yep, you can download the travel app. If you need help, there's instructions, or call the office. Go to the next screen. So you'll get a user ID and passcode, and that's what you'll need when you download it. I always tell people allow push notifications, because if I have to update a time or something, if you allow push notifications, it'll automatically update in the app, okay? That's what the face of the app looks like on your phone screen. And then you see first a little glimpse of what the itinerary is, but you see on the bottom it's circled, there's a document section. In that document section you will find this need to know flyer. You will find Brussels travel guide, and you will also find, if you took travel insurance, a copy of your insurance policy, okay? For those of you who did any of the public tours or something special like that, if you need vouchers, they will be in that document section, okay? Okay, now we're gonna go back, if you wanna stay there till I catch up. So on the bus transportation. So be at your chosen location about 10 minutes prior, okay? Because we have to load the bags onto the bus. You'll see it on the need to know, it's the first thing on the need to know. There's an emergency contact phone number for me. Now, that's a voicemail system, so it sends an email to me, so it's not answered live. But if you have an emergency, I'm on my email almost all the time. So go ahead, leave a message with what's going on, and I should see the email. There on the sheet is the requirements for like any powders. In your check bag, it doesn't matter. You can take whatever you want, okay? Medication, we do recommend keeping the medications in the regular bottle. That being said, I know a lot of people use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, especially for vitamins and stuff. You can use that. I have not heard of anybody turning you away for that, but it's really up to the TSA officers or customs officers. Though nobody's ever had a problem. I would keep a copy of your prescriptions with you just in case they question something. And if you're using any type of CBP, we had a question for oxycodone or oxycontin the other day. Certain countries, you need to check with the embassy. So some countries are touchy about taking that stuff in. Also, keep it in your carry-on, not your check bag, because if your bag's lost, you're not going to have your prescriptions, and it's very hard to fill them over there. Frequent flyer known traveler, again, if you didn't see it, let me know. Suggested items to pack, you might want to keep a change of clothes in your carry-on, or if you're traveling with somebody, maybe you exchange an outfit or something just in case somebody's bag is lost, so you have access to at least something. You can put a copy of the hotel contacts inside each piece of luggage if you want to do that. Hopefully, knock on wood, nobody's bag will be lost or stolen. Eye masks if you want to sleep on the plane, RFID wallets, comfortable shoes, definitely an umbrella or a poncho in case, though it's not going to rain. Also, Europe is not known for washcloths, so if you need a washcloth, you might want to take one of them. Okay, on board the plane, it's 7.5 hours to Amsterdam. They normally serve a dinner and a continental breakfast. You normally have the screens at your seat. Flight home, because we're against the winds, it's 8.5 hours, and they normally serve a lunch, okay? Foreign currency, some of you ordered, it's the euro. You get your best exchange rates with ATMs or on your credit card usually. Let your bank know if you're going to be using your ATM card and see if you have to look for a certain symbol or anything like that, but you don't want them to block it for fraud. Euros, we will buy back. If you bought the euros through us, we will buy back. You just have to either drop it off at the office or give it to me at the end of the trip. We will not buy back coins. We'll only buy back paper bills. Credit and debit cards, Visa and MasterCard are the most widely accepted. Discover and Amex, not as much. So if you're going to do Discover or Amex, you may want to take a Visa or a MasterCard with you just in case. Make sure your credit card company does not charge you international transaction fees, because that could be 3 to 4% on everything that you purchase. And again, some credit card companies want you to tell them when you'll be out of the country. Some don't require it, so check with your credit card company. Photos, we went over the link for the Google account, and again, if you have questions on that, again, Sherry's pro at that, but please share your photos because it's a lot of fun.
That being said, please don't share 200. So, because our data will disappear very quickly. So try to choose, we love your photos. We want to see a lot of them, but just keep in mind that there's 55 people that potentially could be sharing photos.
Leaving the airport, we're going to meet in the baggage claim before we leave together again when we arrive in Brussels. When we come back, after you get off the plane, go back through customs in Philadelphia, go to baggage claim, again, halt at baggage claim. Once everybody has your bags, then we'll exit together because we have to find a driver of the buses. Time difference, Brussels will be 6 hours ahead of us. They're actually observing daylight savings, I think maybe next week, and then we observe November 2nd. So right before we leave. So everybody adjust your time so you're on time for the bus on Monday. So 6 hours it will be. Temperature, we're looking at about 54 as the highs during the day and about 40 at night. Who knows? The weather forecast is, we're not quite 10 days out yet, but we'll see. Optional sightseeing tours, okay? The Travel House tours, we have tipping included. You don't need vouchers or anything, just be in the lobby at the approved time. Public tours, those are the Viator and ones that some people signed up for. Again, those vouchers will be under the document section unless you chose pay later. Then they're not available now because the credit card hasn't been charged yet. So whoever was the lead name that purchased it is probably going to have to get the tickets from the Viator app. Okay. Keep on top of the Viator app. The suppliers, I don't see what they send you. They can send you updated information or times or email you a question. So whoever purchased it, they would be the one the suppliers would reach out to. So just kind of keep an eye on your email that you use to purchase it. You also have to get to a meeting point. If you have questions about where the meeting point is, you can always ask the people at the front desk at the hotel, and hopefully they can help you. Hotel, we're at the Warwick Grand Place. Now breakfast is from 7 to 10:30 every morning. I'm waiting on an option the last day to see if they'll either give us a boxed breakfast or if they'll just set up a coffee station and maybe Danishes or something for us because we have to leave at 7 a.m. So we'll update you with that on the trip. But you can go down to breakfast anytime you want. You don't have to go, whatever you prefer. It is open till 11 a.m. instead of 10:30 on Saturday and Sunday. There's hairdryer and safe in every room, complimentary Wi-Fi. The hotel has one restaurant, and then they have their rooftop bar. So hopefully we'll see everybody up there. That's the important part. Let's see here. Hotel check-in is normally 4 p.m. If for some reason we should get to the hotel by 4 and the rooms aren't ready, they'll hold your bags so we can get into the room. But because we're arriving later, the rooms should be ready for us. So, cell phone, check with your cell phone provider before you leave the U.S. A lot of times you can add on international plans at very reasonable rates. You also might want to check, especially if you don't have an international plan, on what you need to turn on and off on your phone so you don't get extra charges billed to you. Electrical current. Brussels uses power plugs type C and E. I think C is normally the Europe one, so you should be able to use them. Standard voltage is 230 volts. So when you're looking at the plug on your appliance, so most smartphones, if you look at the back of the plug, they'll say good for like 110 to 240. That means it's dual voltage and you just need the adapter to fit into their plug. If you have an appliance that you're taking with you, like a curling iron, and it's not dual voltage, it just says it's for US currency, 110 volts, you're probably going to need a converter along with that or it's gonna burn out. And you might need a high wattage converter, so you can probably talk to somebody about that. Adapters can be found, drugstores, Amazon, Walmart. They're very easy to find. But converters, probably Amazon or like Bergey's Electric, they might sell them, I'm not sure. Internet access, you'll find many cafes with free Wi-Fi, so you can just ask when you're at a restaurant. Travel apps, so the ones we use most are WhatsApp. You can make free phone calls and text messages when you're connected to Wi-Fi with that. Just make sure the person you're calling and texting back home also has WhatsApp on their phone, okay? XE currency, that's a currency that you can put in. So, if you want to see what 40 euros is in US dollars on that day, it'll give you an idea what it is. Google Translate, that'll translate languages. Google Maps, of course. And then there is an app called Floya that shows different transport options such as the metro, the buses, that kind of thing, okay? What to wear, traveling light, simple color coordination, casual attire, packing a small umbrella, comfortable walking shoes for cobbled streets. Our last night for dinner where we're going, you don't have to dress up, but maybe like country club casual, like just dress slacks and a nice top or something. Just don't wear baby jeans that last night. Okay. There's information on here for taxis, public transportation that you can read through, health, just the water's safe to drink, but most people prefer bottled water. Safety, crime is not usually a big problem. It does mention a couple of areas. And always when you're in Europe, be careful of pickpockets. So just don't leave your stuff hanging out because pickpockets are a problem throughout Europe. Tipping in restaurants, the tax and service charge should be included in the bill. Though you might want to leave a tip at 2 to 5%, but the most of the service charges should be included in the bill. So it's up to you if you leave the extra or not. VAT taxes, that's when you spend, if the store offers it and you spend over a certain amount in the store, they'll give you a form that you can fill out. You have to have the items readily handy in your carry-on when we get to the airport, when we leave the country, because customs might want to see it, and you have to stop by the customs desk, give them your form, present the items if they want to see it, and then they'll calculate how much you get back and send you a check. Okay, but it has to be done on the airport at your return. We also then have in here a section about dining and food, just kind of different items you might want to try when you're in Belgium. Let's face it, we know Belgium's known for beer, chocolate, frites, French fries, waffles. Yeah, so. Yeah.
All that healthy food.
Next then is a section of shopping, just a couple of items you might be looking for to bring home from your trip as souvenirs. And then the one thing we always put, good traveler code, travel's unpredictable by nature. Something happens, let's just enjoy it and it'll be a memory for later. So go with the flow, don't let it ruin your trip. We're all gonna have a great time, okay? Do's and don'ts, there's a little section there, just a couple of little, quirky things. So I think that's everything.